Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still following up with our segments, and our next segment is about our dear children. And as soon schools finish and summer starts, all parents wonder how they're going to benefit from this time for their dear children. And to know more about it, I'm so delighted to be accompanied here by my dear guest, Mr. Ibrahim Tahyawi, an educational expert who has worked extensively with students, parents, and schools to design effective age-appropriate development strategies. Good evening, sir.
I'm really grateful to meet you. Thank you.
Well, of course, the summer is coming and schools will be finishing. So what parents is think about or irritates them that their children forget what they learned, and of course they don't want to turn their summer to another school. So how can we benefit from that?
Yeah, firstly, I'd like to appreciate the great efforts of the Minister of Education, Mr. Mohammed Abdul Latif. In the same time, I'd like to thank the presidency. President himself is interested in the file of education. So in many seminars, in many training sessions, I say that the teachers are everything in the field, because we have to make a cooperation between teachers and parents. At the same time, we are starting the summer vacation and summer holiday. So it's our duty as trainers, as teachers, as parents to focus on the importance of summer vacation, because most of parents don't support or help their children not to invest the summer vacation as it should be in a fruitful way. So many times I say the story in many sessions, the story of the father who was a great writer. He was very busy once upon a time, so he wanted to make his son to be away from him because he was busy, as I told you excellency. So what did he do? Can you imagine? He gave his son a jigsaw puzzle to be away from him for hours and hours. It was because the jigsaw was a jigsaw of what? Of the whole world. It was a map of the whole world. Can you imagine that this son or that son returned back after only 1 minute or 2 minutes? So the father was surprised and asked his son, "My son, what did you do?" "I'm busy." "Okay, and I thought that you will be busy with me." But the father told him, "My dad, okay, I finished the jigsaw in this minute because I found behind the map of the world a face of a man. So when I changed it and focused or made and organized the face of a man, I managed to organize the whole world." So if we try to focus on the face on the man himself, everything in the world will be changed, because the man is the unit of the world. So William Wordsworth, as a great poet, he said that the child is the father of man. He said that in his great poem. So I say in my training sessions as a certified trainer from the British Council that it is our duty as parents to discover firstly the hobby of my child. If I manage to discover the hobby of my child, whether my daughter or my son, everything will be settled. But it's my duty as a parent to invade the mind and the heart of my son. It's very, very important. It's very, very important also for any teacher. Are you a teacher or educator? There is a great gap between this and that. That's right. A teacher only teaches information, focuses on information, but an educator is something totally different, something else. He gives information at the same time. All training sessions, I say, if you focus and invaded the mind and the heart of a student, everything will be settled. Okay, he will love me, he will cooperate in the education process, and so on. What about vacation? What about holiday? I send a message here from this program, Nile Cruise, in fact, to the Minister of Education. I hope, as a trainer and the educational expert, to make a cooperation between the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Tourism. It's very, very important. It's done, yes, it's done, but it is not applied actually. So you have, I think, daughters, I have children, so we have to organize and try to systemize some trips, okay, some picnics with the cooperation of the Ministry of Education and in the same time with the Ministry of Culture. So what about, I think they didn't hear about, for example, sports or trips, okay, organized by the Ministry of Education in summer or holiday. Yes, this happens sometimes, but rarely. So I hope from now in the Ministry of Education, with the Ministry of Education and the cooperation of the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Culture, to let or give the chance for our children, our students to go here, go there, up and down, everywhere. It's due time. It's Egypt. You know, many persons from all over the world come to visit Egypt. Sometimes I ask some children about some places they don't know. Okay, we can make a cooperation with parents by paying some little money. Okay, with a little money we can make a cooperation. We can travel from Alex to Aswan to visit firstly the most important cultural places. Very, very important to know the history of Egypt. Okay, I can't say, or I can't imagine Egyptians who are building, who are creating new cultured person. Okay, this new generation require this, which we have to change. At the same time, if we planned a summer vacation for the students, who are going not only to teach them, because in my training sessions I say all the time, try to invade the mind, as I told Excellency, the body, the spirit and the mind. If we invaded these three things, everything will be changed totally. But without saying or mentioning the word teaching, I'm going to teach you, are going to learn. No. Raise or remove this word in summer vacation. This is what we call indirect education. We can teach in everything and anything, but without what? Without talking or focusing on the word what? Learning or teaching. Because if I said that or told my students that, he will be away. That's right, he will escape away. That's right. So I have to say, for example, what about cooking today, my daughter? Let's cook with each other. Okay, through cooking we are going to teach math, okay, fraction, division, and so on. What about shopping today? Let's go shopping. Okay, so if I give my son some money, or a little money, or much money, whatever the amount of money, to go shopping, firstly I'm going to create a reliable person. He's going to rely on himself. He's going to go and will calculate the amount of money. In the same time, he's going to calculate how did he buy, what did he buy, okay, how much did the products or the goods he has bought, okay, calculated, or the cost of it. And at the same time, he's going to divide his game. Okay, so are going to teach many things through what? Shopping. What about agriculture or farming or gardening? We can invest that. We can do that. Yes, I think sometimes we travel to the farm of my father. So the grandparents of my children, they are going to enjoy their time firstly, and at the same time they are going to change atmosphere, because all the time, you know, are in flats all the time. They are blocked in.
Indoors.
Yeah, that's right. So he's going to change atmosphere. He's going to see another environment, another atmosphere. So I think he's right. Okay, our daughter's right, our son's right to change the atmosphere from time to time. It's very, very important. In the same time, if we allow them or give them the chance to plant with us, to plant with his grandfather, grandmother in the field, if they are farmers. What about making summer camps? It's very, very important also to make a little summer camp, very simple summer camp, because most of the parents may say that it will cost much money, so we can't afford traveling to a camp and stuff like that. Okay, so we have many, many things. We have many creative ideas we can do, but we have to think firstly about what they like and what they don't like. If we oblige them, okay, on reading, for example, he won't do that. If we oblige them to draw and he doesn't like drawing, nothing will happen. Okay, so for sure, I think, in my point of view, we have to give him the chance, or my students, my daughter, the chance to think and focus on what's important for him, what suits him, what about his interests. Okay, for example, if they discover that as a parent or as a teacher or educational expert, the system of the school or the school staff, it's a very, very important rule for them and the parents, this with that. Okay, to ask him firstly and to know firstly, not to ask, what about his interests? By following, by observing, I'm going to know what about the interests of my son and my daughter. And by this way, if he is interested in sports, I can give him all the tools, or I can let him join a club, for example, and practice any kind of sport. Okay, and at the same time, it's my role to guide him, because you know sometimes our children want to be Mo Salah, for example. Okay, but he is not qualified to be a football player. That's right. So what can I do at this time with his trainer? Because you know our children like their trainer. They consider them better or more
Godfathers.
yeah, that's right, beloved than my teacher, because my teacher is going, when I see him, I link it between a teacher and the information, teacher and the school. So to be away in the club, for example, and train, give or make some kind of cooperation with the trainer himself, he is going to guide with me. It's very, very important. So focusing on the interests of our children is very, very important, and by this, by focusing on the main interests of our children, we are going to make them invest the summer vacation or summer holiday as it should be.
Well, Mr. Ibrahim, you said something very important. I think the criteria of the education that you're speaking about is more related to Montessori, for example. It's like discovering your child, what you want, making them more focused in their path by not just leading them, but also opening new ideas for them. Probably if you parents, you may never know where he's going to end up. And especially always children are related somehow to education, is very stiff, and they are so happy when the schools are done. And as you said, like I used to go to camps, summer camps when I was little.
Really?
I used to go to camps. I used to play gymnastics, and they have my summer camp over gymnastics. We used to have like summer activities at school.
So you were a lucky student.
I was very lucky student.
Not all students have this chance, or can't get this chance, okay, to go here, go there, up and down and everywhere. But you said something very, very important, which we can't discover our students. We don't know our students as it should be. Why? Because we don't have enough time to talk with each other. We don't have
that. I think, Mr. Ibrahim, you know what? Of course, yes, we don't have the communication skills. We need to work on that. But for me, is opening, speaking about education. For me, if I'm speaking education, not teaching, as you said. Education means putting a back to your mindset, changing the mindset, putting some confidence in your children, those kind of activities and interaction.
That's right.
It's very important to be an extrovert, not an introvert. It helps with the persona, it helps with the mindset, the calculations as we speak. You may never know, like I have some children around me who played chess and they didn't know, and they succeeded, and they participated in big competitions. When it comes to sports, when it comes to learning new language in summer, equipping them with different children from different criteria, from different schools, from different backgrounds, and also different languages. So I think this also can not just help in the mindset, but also sharpen the persona and make them present wherever they are.
So by these important headlines, which Your Excellency mentioned, we are going to create a personality. We are going to create a leader by letting them or giving them the chance to join their friends. And here, I'd like to say that how to change. Okay, as I told Your Excellency, if you told your children that we are going to know some information, no, I want to give away. So it's very, very important to mingle there, or try to give the chance for our students to join their friends, especially in summer vacation, in clubs, at home, in his home, in my home, whatever. By this way, we are going to change the atmosphere. Is very, very important. Okay, if you want to achieve something important, okay, I can't, for example, say my son, my daughter are going to invest summer vacation at school. At school, no, I don't want that. Okay, he will be away. So his children, because his friends, they are the nearest and they are the most important characters to him. Okay, but we have to observe him. Observation is very, very important in primary stage, in teenage. It's very, very important to observe them. As I told Your Excellency, it's very also important to discover his hobby. Some students kinesthetic, they like or kinetics, they like to practice, to see with their hands, and watch. They are a visual learner. So I can say, for example, let's go to summer camp. Okay, we are going to enjoy our time, we are going to play, and if you do something, something will happen. Okay, motivation is very, very important in summer vacation. Okay,
and also motivation comes when, let's say, those children, when they gather in, let's say, in a playground, in a sports field, it's not just my friend from this team, it's my friend from my team, it's my friend from school, it's my friend from the summer camp. So all those characters around them, when we implant ethics and implant the criteria of me building a new persona,
Yes.
building a creative persona, building someone who's going to be benefit for the community.
Yeah.
It's not just being my son. I'm proud of him, for
That's
sure.
right,
All
that's
parents
right.
should be proud of their children.
That's right.
But I'm talking about the children themselves. I've seen massive changes with children who've been interacting with different
Of course, yes.
children.
Of course, yes.
It's not being an extrovert is very important.
Yeah, and especially when you put them in an atmosphere of competition. Okay, for example, this happened with me because my children, you know, during COVID-19, for example, they spent much time, many days, many months, okay, at home. So what could I do? How could I change their atmosphere? Firstly, I managed, or I give them the chance to stay and change the atmosphere of home, of their flat, to go to visit their neighbors. Okay, and the same time to give them the unique game or gamifying or games or something like that. Yes, today I'm going to bring you a certain game and try to trick them or mock or try to deceive them in something. Yes, yes. Today we are going to see who will win in this competition, in this game, and give them the game. It's a game, for example, like who will win the $1 million. That's right. So in a way, in not academic way, okay, in a funny way, and who will win the competition, I'll give him a certain kind of present or a reward, as long as they are going to compete with each other, because everyone putting in his mind the present or the reward is going to take at the end of finishing or settling or after this competition. This is it's a kind of...
And the cooperation, they
yes,
learn not to
yes,
be selfish,
yeah.
they sharing
right.
and cooperating.
Yeah.
This is also very important.
Very important, challenging. I'm going to create a person who is capable or able to challenge his obstacles, and he's going to face the challenges and the future, to create a creative also person who is able to solve any problem he may face during his practical life. At the same time, he's going to make a social person. You know, when sometimes I also provide my son with everything, okay, by this way, I'm going to create a selfish person. All educational persons say that. And here we sometimes also find some, in relation with the parents and children, their children, very, very important to be on one way. Which means that I'm a father, I'm saying something, my wife has to be with me.
Yes,
their mom has
thing,
to be, yes, okay?
teamwork.
Because sometimes when the children listen to a punishment from a father and some kind of...
the kind-hearted mother
yes, that's right.
interferes.
He will be confused
Yeah.
between what's right and what's wrong. So again, let's invest this summer vacation in something fruitful. Let's apply some projects. It's very, very important to apply some project. We have many libraries. In Maadi Library, previous week, we had a cooperation with some language schools in Maadi, for example. And in fact, when I went, I listened to creative ideas from the children, from from the students. When I listened to them, I found that actually they are leaders. They want to do something. They want to not only to do something here locally, but they are eager to travel abroad and so on. From that point of view, I can't forget on one episodes on air on one channel, specific channel, I was talking not in a challenge, but it's something arguing point of view of a professor doctor. He said that what is important of traveling abroad in UCMS, for example, they didn't do anything and something like that. But I said at first, when I train the students in something like UCMS, or it was solving some problems in indirect way, I managed that. I found that some mathematical teachers train students in creative thinking. He can calculate huge numbers without using any tools. So when they win, they travel abroad. They travel to Malaysia, they travel to Indonesia, and something like that. I told him on air that firstly, I created a leader person because he traveled to a certain country. He knew their culture, he knew their educational system, and at the same time, he is able to change. He is able to change himself. He is able to find new leaders in life, and by so on, he is going to also meet another characters he didn't find in his society, in his local society, in his local countries, that's right. So it's very, very important to also, again, to give the chance for our children to travel to many places and to make a link between the curricula or the subject he's going to study next year, to let them, for example, visit the deserts. When I was a student, for example, I can't forget what happened when I studied some phenomena like sands or hills or mountains, and we have this in Egypt with this phenomena. So why don't we let our children to see all these places, and we have all these places in Egypt. It's very important to apply that.
It's very, very important, Mr. Ibrahim, and it's not just that, it's also, you mentioned something very interesting when it's visiting, always visiting, when cultural exchange is very important, and this is an addition of having many activities in the summer.
Of course, yes.
I think this is all just leads us to one thing: creative people, leaders, and someone in the society.
Yes,
we don't need no one, we need someone in the society. And well, I'm sorry we ran out of time, Mr. Ibrahim.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, but we're going to continue our next segment.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really grateful. I'm really thanks.
And ladies and gentlemen, a short break, and we'll be back.